Dominique Ray was a prisoner on death row at Holman Correctional Facility in Alabama. He'd been there for the last 20 years. On January 23rd, he met with the warden to discuss what was going to happen on the day of his execution, and that was when he found out that there was going to be a Christian chaplain in the chamber with him while he was executed. Dominique Ray is a Muslim. He asked that the chaplain not be there and that instead his imam be allowed to be in the chamber with him. And the Alabama Department of Corrections said absolutely not. We only allow DOC employees in the execution chamber, so only the Christian chaplain can be there. He objected and eventually filed a lawsuit 5 days later asking that his execution be stayed until they could guarantee that he could have his imam present. They reached a compromise of sorts where the DOC was not going to force the Christian chaplain to be in the chamber, but they also wouldn't allow Dominique Ray's imam to be there. The 11th Circuit Court of Appeals got a hold of this case and said that the execution had to be stayed because this was clearly unconstitutional. This is giving a benefit to only Christian inmates who are due to be executed. If you're a Christian inmate and you go in to get your lethal injection, you have someone there with you to comfort you and to pray with you while you die. And if you're of any other religion, you don't get that benefit. So they stayed the execution, and the next day, unfortunately, the Supreme Court, with almost no explanation whatsoever, reversed the 11th Circuit, and Dominique Ray died on February 7th. This shows, on the part of the Alabama Department of Corrections, a very clear preference for one religion and one religion only, in this case, that religion being Christianity. So this is a very clear denominational preference, which is what the 11th Circuit called it. So that's why we were interested in it and why we decided that we had to intervene. And we sent a letter just a couple days ago to the Alabama Joint Legislative Prison Committee asking them to investigate this and to hold the Alabama Department of Corrections responsible for violating the Constitution. What we asked the Department of Corrections to do is to amend their policy so that a condemned inmate can have any one person that they want with them in the execution chamber. That could be a priest if they want, an imam, a rabbi, or just a friend. All they have to do is go through the same training protocol that the prison chaplain gets, sign a statement saying that they won't interfere with the execution, and there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to have them in there. It's a common sense solution that protects the rights of all religious and non-religious inmates equally. So it may seem atypical for the Freedom from Religion Foundation to be jumping into a case about the right to have an imam present, but this is about defending the rights of everyone against a clear governmental preference for religion here, for one particular religion. So all we've asked to do is to have the Alabama Department of Corrections treat everyone fairly and equally.